it's Jeff Drake, and I want to talk to you real quick about being busy and how to be more productive while you're busy. We're all busy, right? When's the last time someone called you up and said, hey, you got a minute? Hey, you got time for a cup of coffee? And maybe you accommodated and maybe you didn't. But I'd say a lot of times we accommodate them. If we don't have a priority list of what we're doing in our business hours to be more effective and control our time better, it gets wasted. And I really believe everybody can become more effective at managing their activities in the midst of their time. And something to think about that gives you a nice visual is we all know we've used some time up, and if you take one of these and you look at it, the visual is that's the past, right? This is the future up here, and right here is the present. And the question is, what are you doing right now with that time? You're busy, but doing what? Is the question. That's a very good question. Yeah, I'm busy, I'm all the time I'm busy. But the question is, doing what? What are you doing? How busy are you? I mean, look, I've known you for 10 years and you're still in the same place, like spinning the wheels. Busy, 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 but going nowhere. And a lot of people going backwards. So I'm challenging people to get busy doing stuff that's productive, prioritizing what they do, using their time more effective. Look, my grandmother lived to be 94 years old. When she was 50, she'd say, I don't have much time left. Enjoy your time here with me. And she'd say that over and over and over again. Then 40 some years later, she's still there. We thought she was never going to go, right? It was like, God bless her. She was incredible. At the same time, somebody I grew up with through childhood and into high school, early high school years, you know what? If you'd ask Grady Mack, how long do you think you're going to live? I'm sure he'd have told you another 70 years or so. But, you know, one evening he took a car and went on a joyride, a little bit crazy joyride. He didn't come back alive. He died. But if you'd have talked to him a half hour before that, he'd have said, we've got all the time in the world. But we don't know how much time we've got. So I'm challenging you to think about that right now with your family, your business, your own activities, socially. What are you doing out there with your time, and how can you better use it? Here's my point. I'm trying to be a little dramatic here, but you cannot see the future, right? You can't see it. You don't know what it holds. But we all have a certain amount of time. We don't know how much it is. Now the question is, what are you doing with it? What are you doing to prioritize your time? Now think about the minute example. If you're making $100,000 a year, that minute's worth 80 cents. If you're making $150,000 a year, it's $1.20. Okay? If you're making $250,000 a year, it's somewhere around $2. Think of it, $500,000. It's $4. $1 million a year, it's $8 a minute. How many minutes do you have just to throw away? You can't afford financially, and you can't afford because you don't know what the future holds. And I'm saying this to you to help you focus on prioritizing. So when you say you don't have time for stuff, I challenge you to figure out what you are doing with your time for your own benefit so you can make better use of your time. The best use of your time is to so use your time so the use of your time will outlive your time, that you'll build things of value that'll go on in the future without you. And it starts with basically, someone said, well, become a better time manager. Some of the most successful people I've ever read about and have met in life, whoa, bumblebee. I like bumblebees, I just don't like them landing on my ear, right? So the best mentors I've ever seen talking about time, they say you don't manage time. You can't manage time. Time is of its own. We all have 24 hours a day and so forth. We have all heard it before. The poorest and the wealthiest, the most accomplished and the most unaccomplished all had the same amount of time to work with. It's what they did with it that made the difference. So what he did say was, you can manage activity. You can manage your activities. You can manage yourself, what you're doing with your time, how you're using that time. And he said the best way to do it is to take a simple card like this, and you date it and you number 6 priorities you're going to accomplish tomorrow. You do this before you go to bed tonight. And every day you do that. You put your top priorities down, the top 6, and that's what you focus on. Minutia that comes up in family crisis and so forth, you have to deal with some of that, but you need to create a way to work through it and around it that's more productive for you. And if you do that and you prioritize yourself to be doing rewarding, productive, profit-producing activities, you do that day after day, after week, after week, after month, after year, the results are going to be exponential from what they will be if you just keep doing what you're doing the way you do it. No discredit to you. I'm sure you're more successful than the average person out there, but I can challenge you that you're amongst the 99 point something percent that do not use their minutes effectively. And if you think you use them pretty effectively, I challenge you to look in the mirror and say, how could I do better? And everyone that is a success and continuing to be a success is always challenging themselves how to get better. How to get better. You know, Stephen Covey called it sharpening the saw. All right? It's getting ready to do the job and always improving on how you can do the job. I hope some of that makes sense to you. I hope it's of value to you. I'll carry on more about this in future videos, but I just want to get you thinking about how you're using your time, what are you using it on, and challenge you to change that. Hey, if you like what you heard, please share it with a friend, share it on Facebook or wherever you do social media, and message me back and let me know what you'd suggest I come up with in the future to share with you. Okay? Anyway, have a great day, and I hope this is useful. Bye for now.